So today I want to be talking about how to master agent outreach. Now it's been the buzz forever. Now the reason why people go to agent outreach is because of this one KPI, okay? As a wholesaler, usually you're taught to go direct to sell, like directly to the homeowner and talk to them directly. The KPI is you have to talk to 50 homeowners a day in order to like get a deal in 30 days, let's say. You have to spend money to talk to these sellers. You spend money on marketing, you spend money on, well, your time to talk to these homeowners. So an agent, a good agent, will do the same thing as you. They'll also talk to 50 homeowners to get a listing. What if you were the guy here collecting the fruits that drop from this tree? So imagine if you had just 5 great relationships to agents, okay? And they were each talking to 50 homeowners a day. That means technically your output is 250 homeowners you're talking to every single day. So like these agents are sending you deals from the 50 homeowners they talk a day. So you're 5xing your output just from leveraging agent relationships to your advantage. So here's how to perfect the strategy now that you understand the concept of why agent outreach is so awesome. And by the way, reaching out to agents is completely free. You don't have to pay for skip tracing, because with homeowners, you have to pay for the skip tracing and the list and everything else and all the marketing. Here's the best way from the founder of Astro Blaster, how I made like over 6 figures doing this exact strategy. First, a text. It's a cold text. And it's very important you craft this very perfectly because you want to be clear and concise, but also vague, which is kind of contradicting because I say clear and concise, but also vague. What does that mean? My initial message looks like this. Hey, John, this is Andy. I'm looking for my next house to buy. Can you help me? So very vague. I don't mention I'm an investor. I don't go crazy like, hey, my company, I'm with LLC Investments. I just go, hey, John, this is Andy. I'm looking for my next house to buy. Can you help me? That's it. Like, that's literally it. The reason why you want to be so vague is the power of mystery. People love mystery. Usually, what I've seen is realtors don't actually respond to the initial text message. They respond right here. Bruh. What I say that gets the most responses is I attack their ego. I'm like, are you still a realtor? And then like, no, yeah, I'm still a realtor. And then at that point, I get them in my flow, and then I talk to them and they're like, oh, you're awesome, you're actually really cool. And then they're like, okay, I'm gonna send you deals. If I would have never followed up this many times, I would have never gotten to this point where I can have that flow with that conversation. If I just left the initial text message, which all of y'all do, you lose a lot of people because you don't follow up with them. And I'm gonna tell you right now, with agent outreach, if you don't follow up, you're just not gonna make money. The true money is not in the initial conversation, it's in the follow-up. I've had cases where I followed up with agents 8 times. It was all blue right here. And then they would respond right here with a deal after the 8th time. And it's so crazy because if you didn't follow up this much, you wouldn't have gotten this text from the agent because you weren't as persistent as I was. The point is, to master agent outreach, well, 1, you're able to hook them well. 2, you're able to follow up like literally what we call an Astro Blaster. We follow up until they're dead, until they're 6 feet under. We follow up forever. It's super important to have, make sure you're following up. And I keep stressing following up because it's super important. The initial conversation flow, probably the most impactful conversation because this kind of drives, this is the first impression. So here's what we do. The initial message is, can you help me, okay? They usually say, yes, I can help you, or like, yes, how do I help, whatever. What I say after that is, great, awesome. You're like the first realtor to respond today, LOL. It's not like super uptight, it's like casual, keep it casual. I do like, thanks for responding, LOL, you're like the first realtor to respond to me today. Have you worked with investors before? Now, since the reason why I want this to be the first question I ask them is because if you haven't worked with investors before, then you probably have no experience working with investment properties. They usually say, yes, I have. And then I go in with my pitch. I'm like, okay, great. I'm actually an investor buying in so-and-so area, and I'm actually looking for distressed properties. Do you have anything like that coming up? So we ask for a deal. Sometimes we get really lucky, and we end up having a situation where we are in the right place at the right time, and they're like, yes, I have this seller coming up, probably on 123 Main Street that they inherited the property, and I may have some details soon. That is a golden situation, but usually 90% of the time, it'll be like, no, Andy, I'm sorry, I don't have anything right now. Cool. I respond with, got it, all good. And then I send another message and it says, what's your email? I can send you my buying criteria so you know what I'm looking for. So I get their email. This is so important. 3 reasons. 1, I get their email. So next time when I send an offer, I have their email for access. 2, it provides credibility because I send them a buy box. And usually if you have a buy box, you've been in this space for a little bit and you kind of know what you're looking for. A buy box provides credibility. 3, I guess there's just 2 ways. But yeah, so credibility and also getting their email so you can reach out to them in the future via email for offers. And then 5, I seal the deal and I'd be like, awesome, I just sent it over. Is it okay if I touch base with you every now and then? The reason why I say that, why it's so important, is you want to confirm with them why you're touching base with them, why you're following up with them so many damn times. You want to get that okay from them, you want to get that green light from them, and then you follow up until they're dead. Here's the cadence for follow-up. Imagine this is the initial conversation. Usually when I follow up is probably on the 7th day and like follow up with them and be like, hey, do you have anything coming up? And then they may not respond, they may respond. So they may respond with like, no, I don't right now. So now knowing this, you wanna maybe push your follow-up next to like maybe 12 days. The more times they say no, you don't wanna keep checking with them if they keep saying no, even after you've extended your follow-up cadence for 7 days, and then now you're waiting 12 days, now you're waiting 15 days. You wanna space them out the more they say no, because I don't want to be checking in with you every 7 days if you keep saying no. I don't want to keep bugging you like that. I'm not like promoting this, but what I built for Astro Blaster was we would automatically space them out and follow up every 12, 15, and then it gets at one point it will follow up every 30 days. It's a good cadence because what happens is you have to follow up with a realtor 8 to 12 times in order for them to produce you a deal. So the 8 to 12 time. So think about that. So after the initial conversation, you have to follow up with them at least on average 8 times until they produce a deal. So keep that in mind. Usually realtors will not provide you a deal on the first conversation or even the next follow-up. The name of the game also here is to just be in their ear all the time, but not too much to where they get annoyed. You wanna get kind of the feel of like, as soon as they get a deal, they're sending it to you. Like they know no one else that's as persistent as you, and they're gonna send it to you and you only. And you have no competition, and they know exactly what you're looking for, and they know how hungry you are for a deal. Because when they have a seller, they're gonna be like, yeah, I have this investor that bugs me all the time that wants to have something. Boom, you're gonna be the first person they call. And that's how you do agent outreach. Now, a really bonus tip is that the better you are at creating relationships, the better you are, or the more deals you're gonna get, because the name of this game is gonna be relationships. Obviously it's a numbers game, but you also wanna make sure that you're creating relationships instead of being transactional. Because with homeowners, it's transactional. Usually with a homeowner, you only do one deal with a homeowner. They usually only have one house. But with an agent, they don't just have one house. They probably have a CRM, a pipeline of 100 homeowners. So they have deals for you all the time. And that's one of the reasons why I like agent outreach over direct to seller, is because, well, one, direct to seller is a lot more expensive and need a lot more follow-up and need a lot more kind of relationship built. With this, agents will usually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever amount of deals. Like they'll work for you for a lifetime. A seller, unless they have a portfolio of homes, you will only see that seller once in your lifetime. And how do I get agents to keep sending me deals after we close the first one? 1, have a great first impression, and 2, send a gift after you close the deal. Like send them a nice $100 gift card. A gift card or any like thoughtful gift will go a long way. You just made $10,000 on a deal they sent you. You can give literally 1% of that to them, and they will love you forever. That's super amazing because you pretty much just assigned an exclusive agreement with them without signing an exclusive agreement. You just made them exclusive to you by just giving like a 1% of your fee. Again, you want to be givers in this business. Givers win in the long run. So that is agent outreach, and that's how you do deals with agent outreach, and the KPIs are the same. You want to have 50 agent conversations a day, not 50 dials, because conversations and dials are different. Dials, I could literally make like 100 dials, like meaning calls, and only 2 pick up. So you want to track conversations. So like you may have to make 250 dials to have 50 conversations. But this is your KPI. If I promise you, I bet on everything, everything I have. If you do 50 agent conversations a day, impactful conversations a day for at least 90 days, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. Well, that's the business. I promise you, everything I have, you'll close the deal. I know this works because, well, one, I have 1,000+ users that use my system and that have done this exact framework and have done deals. I know this works, and as long as you have 50 agent conversations a day, for 90 days straight and you do follow up and you make sure you have all that stuff, you will get a deal. And then after that, you'll have a pipeline of 1,000 agents that know your name, that want to work with you, and will only send you deals. It's unreasonable for you not to close a deal. If you didn't close the deal, that's like a story to tell. Unless you did something terribly wrong, I don't see you not closing a deal. I know some of you watching maybe haven't done your first deal, or maybe want to do your second deal or your 100th deal. For the people who have done their 100th deal, you know that if you do this consistently enough, you will, get a deal. For the people that haven't done their first deal, I promise you, forget about everything else. Forget about the email marketing, forget about everything. Having these conversations every day for 90 days straight will get you a deal, guaranteed. If you don't, personally message me and I'll send you an amazing gift. Because I know for a fact that this is true, battle tested, 50 conversations a day for 90 days straight will get you a deal.